Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4 from Institut Pendidikan Indonesia Garut, majoring in English Education Program. Now we will explain about our research plan. The title is Students' Perception on the Use of Google Form as the Online Learning Media in the Senior High School Classroom. So the first speaker is Pendidikan, and the second speaker is Aulia Fadhila, and the last speaker is Andastri Wolandari. So we will move to the first speaker, Pendidikan. Time is yours.
In Chapter 1, I will explain about research introductions. This is our background of the study. The first point, nowadays, almost every country in the world, including Indonesia, is facing the problem of a virus outbreak called COVID-19. So, the school must apply a system to the online learning process. The second point, online learning is widely used as a means of supporting education, especially in today's learnings. Online learning is a type of learning that takes place not only in the classroom, but also through online devices or computers. Online learning presents many challenges. Some problem is limited implementations of online learning. It is only used to deliver the test and submit the test. And the most common challenge is a poor internet connections. The third point, Google Forms as an online learning media help to connect teachers and students in the teaching and learning process. And the last point, based on the previous studies, those studies only focus on using Google Forms to investigate student learning assessments. Studies on the same topic at the high school level and focusing on student perceptions. Therefore, another study focusing on student perspective on Google Forms need to be conducted, considering the problems that have occurred in schools and the gaps found in the literature. This study aims to investigate student perceptions of using Google Forms in online learning. The results of the study are expected to survey students' perceptions of using Google Forms as an online learning media. The objective of the study, based on the research problem above, the researchers states the objective of this research is to find out the students' perceptions on the use of Google Form as an online learning media at Senior High School of SMAN 8 Garut.
Okay, in Chapter 2, I will explain about the review of the related literature. In this chapter, contains of the main points of our research. The first point is learning media. Learning media, according to Azar, learning media refers to all things that are used by a teacher to transfer his or her knowledge to their students. The using of learning media is important for students to motivate them in learning process. And according to Lessing taxonomy, there are 5 kinds of media in learning. The first one is human media. When you use human media, you are talking with people instead of software or technological devices. And number 2, there are printing media. It's a printed material like journals, books, and magazine. And number 3, there are visual media. Usually contains a picture like photos, flashcard, and poster. And number 4, there are audiovisual media. Usually is an electronic media possessing both a sound and a visual component, such as films, TV, and videos. And the last is computer-based media. It's the use of a computer to help present learning materials, such as software, web, and interactive games or CD. And the second point is online learning. According to Dabak and Ridland, online learning refers to an open and broad learning system using pedagogical tools that makes possible through the internet, or it can be reversed to a network-based technology to facilitate learning process. And the third point is perception. According to Sachs and Jones, perception refers to the process of interpreting the message of our sense to provide order and meaning the environment. So this is all about how we feel or our thinking to something, and it becomes an opinion. Okay, and the last point is Google Form. As we know, Google Form is one of the Google features, but it is an integrated web-based application that can be used for surveys, quizzes, and questionnaires with a user-friendly application programming interface. In Google Form, there are so many advantages and also disadvantages. The advantages of using Google Form, the first one is it's a free online tool. You don't need to pay to use this tool, so you can get information easily and efficiently. And number two, you only need one account of Google account, the same one that you use for access to Gmail, YouTube, or G Drive. And number three, the interface is very easy to use. Everyone with a standard internet knowledge can create forms using this tool. And there are also many disadvantages of using Google Forms. The first one is, of course, it's necessary to have internet to be able to use this tool because it's a network-based technology. And number two, the design customization is very limited. And the last is sometimes there are some security concerns. You have to create a good password and protect it to increase the level of security. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you. In Chapter 3, I will explain the research methodologies. There are research design, research sites and participants, data collection, and data analysis. This research aims to investigate and describe the students' perception on the using of Google Form as the online learning media in senior high school. The purpose of our research is we can know and describe the student perception on the using of Google Form as the media during online learning in level of senior high school. This study used a qualitative method by using questionnaire. According to Creswell, 2013, qualitative research is an approach to explore and understand the meaning of individuals or groups related to social problems that can be used to interpret, explore, or gain a deeper understanding of certain aspects of beliefs, attitudes, or human behavior. To obtain the necessary data, the researcher will use this type of case study research. Case study research is a form of qualitative research that is focused on providing a detailed account of one or more cases. A case study examines a particular case or phenomenon that exists in society, which is carried out in depth to study the background, circumstances, and interactions that occur. Case studies are carried out on a unified system which can be in the form of a program, activity, event, or group of individuals that exist in certain circumstances or conditions. The next is research sites and participants. According to IRIS 2009, page 1, a research site is defined as the single organization responsible for conducting the research at a particular locality. This research will be conducted in Senior High School of 8 Garut. The school is located in Jalan Raya Garut Tasikmalaya, kilometer 6.5, Pasanggerahan, Cilawu, Garut. Participant data comes from students majoring in social science, around 5 class, or 150 students. They will share their perception about the using of Google Form as the online learning media. The participants will be chosen because they have experience about the using of Google Form during online learning. The next is data collection. The researcher used the questionnaire as an instrument to collect the data. To gain the data of this research, we will use the questionnaire. The questionnaire will be shared in class via links or question papers that have been provided. According to Baby 2014, page 262, questionnaire is a form of listing containing questions and designed to obtain information needed by researcher. This type that provides a number of questionnaires to the respondent in order to obtain information needed by the researcher to answer a research question. And the last is data analysis. The purpose of data analysis is to simplify the data into a form that is easy to read and interpret. Data analysis is the process of systematically researching and compiling data obtained from questionnaire and documentation. The data that has been collected that it will be processed and analyzed to show the result that is easy to read and interpret. Next is the question will be given to the participant is open-ended question. The open-ended question has two answers, are yes or no. And the last is the data will be analyzed and described in a conclusion. After we find the data from questionnaire, it will be analyzed. We will collect the data from the answers of questionnaire and it will be described in the part of conclusion. Maybe that's enough from us. Thank you for your attention. We apologize for our mistakes. May all those we have shared be beneficial for all of us. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.